Hey guys, Eerie is here and welcome along to another video. Sorry it's been so long. I've been quite busy with doing the Daytona 24 hours and we also did a little bit of 3 hours around Imola with Team Rock. So we're now back on Gran Turismo Sport. We're just going to catch up with the final round of the Manufacturer Series that we did, I think it was a couple of weeks ago now. So just to recap, we're in a little challenge with Ollie and James. Last time out, at the Nordschleife, I did a bit of practice. We went from 13th to 5th in the race and I actually avoided having to do the one chip challenge, which is something I really didn't want to do. So due to that success, I thought I'd put in a little bit more time and learn the track here because I haven't really done too much of Maggiore Centre. You can see there on the right hand side my best time is a 43 dead. I did that off camera. Lesson learnt to me, I must record all my practice sessions so you don't think I'm bringing in a ringer to come and do these fast times. But luckily we're going to get quite close to it here, so you can tell that it was actually me that set that time. Now this track isn't that great and this car isn't that great, as you've seen over the course of the Manufacturer Series, so I am not that sad to be getting rid of it. I mean, we've had some good results with it, but we've had some pretty damn bad results, to be quite honest with you. I'm looking forward to moving to a new manufacturer for the upcoming FIA season, which is actually the official season. So at the end of this little bit of warm up, I actually come across the line and managed to get close to my time. I don't manage to beat it, but I put in a 43.015. So I was happy with that time, and it's now time to see if we could say goodbye to the Mustang in style. So as the countdown here to the pre-race lobby unfolds, let's have a look at where we are and who we're going to be facing in this one. So we're car number 3 in this one, so I need to be up and near the front of this one. We have a mix of S, A and A plus ranked drivers in this one. It's mainly because my SR is hovering just around the threshold of A to A plus. I haven't really been doing too many daily races, so my SR and DR, or mainly my DR, has taken a hit through the poor performances that we've been having and the poor results. Really, it hasn't too much been poor performances but poor results in the Manufacturer Series. So here we are ready for lap number 1, just trying to find myself some slipstream. You saw people waiting there at the top of the hill. It's a bit of a theme around here so that you can get yourself in a good position for your fast lap. We're probably just about in the slipstream of this Peugeot up in front. It's only a 5-minute session here, but due to the length of the track, we're still going to manage to get 3 attempts in. This is attempt number 1. As you can see here, we are in a good position behind that Peugeot, just inside the slipstream. It's just our banker, really, is what we want at this point. We're not trying to absolutely go for it. We just want to get 1 on the board so then we can push in the final 2 attempts. So this thing's quite good up this straight. It really pulls there. You can see that we're catching the pug, so I'm hoping for a good banker to start. Get it sorted around the final corner, not too much oversteer on the way out. This car's quite powerful, so it's easy to do a power slide. We're coming down and we're going to cross the line with a 43.373, which is quite high up, as you can see, at this point. So a good banker, but we need to go again. We've got 2 more attempts to go. So after some waiting at the top of the hill, just off the line here so we're not in anybody's way, trying to achieve some slipstream gains. It's difficult though because of the speed difference by the time they get up the hill to actually get this right. You don't want to get in someone's way, but you also want to be close enough for the slipstream. So we're actually going to have to do this one by ourselves, which isn't ideal. But we're going to give it a crack anyway. We're able to push a little bit more here considering we've got a decent banker on the board. And we're still, as you can see there in the top left, well, I was going to say 3rd, but we're down to 4th at this point. We need to be careful of that sausage on the inside and then not run too wide, because otherwise that will just ruin your run all the way up the hill. So we're a little bit down on our best time at this point. You can see there the first place car, provisional pole sitter, just waiting, getting out of everybody's way. Coming through that final corner, getting on the power okay again, not too much in the term of wheel spin, which is good, and we're going to come across the line, unfortunately 1/10 down on our best. So time to quit out again, and we're going to come along for our 3rd and final attempt. So coming out the pits here, we're then going to have to do a lot of waiting. Now I didn't know, as you can see, this train coming. I had no idea who was on a hot lap and who wasn't, so out of courtesy I just waited for them all and joined the back of the train. So we're sat behind the Porsche at this point in good position, really looking forward to getting a good lap on the board. After our banker, things are looking good. But then keep your eyes to the left and the guy coming out the pits, because even though there's less than 20 seconds left in the session, another Porsche is just going to come out onto the track, wrecking both myself and that third attempt. So I'm just forced to head back into the pits and watch myself fall down the order as the others get their final laps in. It ended incredibly close. Less than 6/10 overall covered the pole sitter all the way down to last place. So we're going to be starting in 9th for this one, less than 2/10 ourselves off pole, which is a shame really considering that Porsche at the end, but it is what it is. It's the hand that we've been dealt here, and as always we're going to embrace the challenge and see if we can sign off in style. As we get this one underway then, let's just quickly touch on the strategy. We've got 26 laps here at Maggiore Centre. Softs, mediums and hards are available, but we're only going to use the softs and the hards here. So starting on softs, as you can see, we're going to go for 8 or 9 laps depending on how traffic and fuel is. We're going to then come in, do another 8 or 9 laps on softs, one more stint on softs as well, and then come in for either 1 or 2 laps on hards. We need to be considerate of fuel, as I mentioned, but just to set the scene, that is what we're going to do here. And you can see here the McLaren is going to be fuel saving straight away. So I see my name in shining lights there, so I go for the move on them both. Slightly outbrake myself, heavy car of course, so the Audi cuts back underneath, but we managed to make a move on the McLaren. So we're up to 8th already, which is good. So we're going to keep the pressure on the Audi here, because I do feel I'm a bit quicker than him. So we're just going to make him aware that we do want to pass and keep the pressure on. This is the last race of the Manufacturers Series after all, so we're going to go for it. Now the best place we can pass here is at the top of this straight, which you're going to see me do in a moment, but the Audi being an MR car gets good rotation, so it's very difficult to stay with him there coming out the final corner. So we go for a bit of a lunge. He sees it come in and hangs around the outside, and this is quite smart because he's now going to have the inside as we cross the line to start lap number 5 for turn number 1. So I'm going to brake later here because I'm going to try and go around the outside of him, but he keeps the position. You can see him slithering across the screen there. It wouldn't have been great for his tyres though, as he arrived into that corner sideways. We're going to take a position here, bringing us up to 7th as the Spaniard spins, and then it's all going to come down to the final corner once again. So we're going to use our grunt to catch up with these guys. They're 3 wide up ahead here. We're just going to stay here and just make sure we don't hit anyone, see if we can take any positions. We managed to get a good run out here, and we're going to sit in the Audi slipstream, which then becomes the Corvette slipstream, and we're going to be in 6th place as we start lap number 6. So we're just going to try and be careful. There's a bit of a punt there, so we're going to actually end up going up to 5th as the guy at the back of the pack actually hit the Frenchman who is now behind us. So we're in 5th and we've got a couple of laps to go, so we're going to run to lap 8 here before we come in. So just really trying to keep the car in a good place. As I say, very tight track, easy to make mistakes around here. So just trying to follow this Audi, who seems to have picked up the pace. We did have the run on him early doors, but as our tyres begin to fall away and that placement of where that engine is in that Audi just allows him to get such better rotation through turn number 1 to, I guess it's turn number 3. And yeah, just gives him a much better run down the straight, which means that he's too far away for us to catch him. But here you're going to see that he's going to come in. I was quite surprised by that, as I thought he was going to run to lap number 8. But either way, we're up to 4th place, and then it's our turn to come in, as does the Greek up in front. So we're going to come in for another set of softs. We also need a splash of fuel to get us through. This is why I said at the beginning of the race that fuel was important, because if I hadn't thought of fuel, then we would have not been able to go for 8 laps, because that's how little fuel we had left at the end of this. So we come out here, there's loads of stuffs going on, but keep your eye on the pug in front. Very naughty move here, as he just runs the Corvette up in front off the road. Not good at all, but the two up in front now both have penalties, so we should be getting past them reasonably soon. He's going to go for another move here up the inside of the McLaren who we overtook, I think at the end of lap 1 it was. He's going to run wide there, so we're going to take the position as well, and more people are coming in. So we're going to come up to 8th place here as we cross the line to start lap number 10. I go down the outside here, but then just think better of it. Considering the move that he did last lap round, I just don't want to get involved at this point. Plus we're on different strategies as well, so it's just completely pointless. And he's about to go through this gate, which means we're going to pass him. So up to 7th here as the pug does his time, and yeah, we've got a nice clear track up in front of us now to get our head down here and to pump in some good times. And I say good times, I actually put in the fastest lap of the race, completing lap number 11 there. But we're not due in until lap 16. So what we need to do is keep our head down as we've been doing, keep pumping in those good laps as I say, and when we hit the back of the group up in front, we'll just start to save some fuel. Lap 12 was another fastest lap of the race, so we're really flying now. I do though need to just sit back here as we've now hit the back of the pack in front. The Audi there, we're definitely a lap in front of him here in terms of strategy, which is going to be good hopefully come the end of the race. So we're up to 5th and we're just fuel saving still. But will it be enough? That's the question. And what I'm doing is I'm shifting early, I'm also lifting early, as you saw. I was lifting sometimes 50 metres before my actual braking point, just trying to save as much as possible. But while we save some fuel, we haven't saved enough and we haven't worn our tyres. So in hindsight, I would have put even more fuel in at the first pit stop, but we're going to be forced here to come in at the end of this lap. I could have done with at least another lap on these tyres and we could have attempted the overcut, but we just don't have the fuel. So what we're going to have to do here is follow the vet into the pits and fill ourselves back up and put on another set of softs. As the pit crew do their thing here then, we're just waiting for this fuel to go in. Just looking there for the diamond. I often go just a little bit past the diamond to make sure that we have enough fuel, especially in a race like this, so we don't have issues like I said, or like we experienced I should say, just now. So we're going to come out in 12th and we're going to get our head down here and we're going to immediately get back onto the group up in front. Thankfully though, the 4 in front come in and we're back up to 7th as we start lap number 18. This is then going to become 6th as another car comes in, and then it's going to become 5th as that naughty Spaniard that we saw earlier comes in for his pit stop as well. So we're in a good place at this point. We're up to 5th as we say, just following this Porsche. Now you're going to see on the left hand side there that somebody else, one of the Germans, is in the pit, so we're actually going to go up to 4th as we start lap number 23. We still have a pit stop to go, remember, so whilst it all looks good, we still have that pit stop that we need to make because we need to make sure that we put on those hards so that we don't get that massive penalty. I think it's about a minute tacked on to our race time for not using the correct tyres. So here on lap number 4 then, we've got 1.5 laps left as we cross the line, half a lap short of the ideal strategy. So again, we're being forced here to come in a lap earlier than we really need to with the optimum strategy, as our tyres could go a lap longer I think. I needed to save, but I needed to push. It is what it is, and we'll continue to make the best out of a bad, well not bad, but you know, not ideal situation. So we're going to come in here following the Porsche, switching to hards here for the final 2 laps, only of course because of that stipulation. So we're going to put on a little bit of fuel that we need as well, just going above that diamond as I mentioned before, so we don't have to worry about fuel. And now this is it. We're here in 7th place, staring at the German up in front in the Porsche, and we've got 2 laps to get past here. Our best chance, as we know, is into the final corner, so we're going to try and set up a move there. But got to be careful though, because I haven't actually done too many laps on hard tyres before. So obviously we're going to need to brake earlier. The car's not going to be as agile, well it's not very agile as it is, but it's going to be even less agile on these hard tyres. So another thing as well is that the Porsche has, just like the Audi, an engine more to the centre, so it's going to be easy to rotate that car in the tighter corners, especially one that sets him up for the big straight where we are at our strongest. So here we are then into that final corner. The Porsche is going to go a little wide there into turn number 1, and we're just going to set ourselves up here for a massive lunge into the final corner. So he's getting away there because the rotation is so good on that car, just like the Audi as we mentioned. But now this is where the power comes in. We're in the slipstream, we're looking, and we're just going to go for it. He tries to cover the inside, so we go round the outside. In hindsight, we probably should have gone to the inside. The hard tyres there just run out of grip, couldn't get it turned at all, and unfortunately, well done to him, but we are going to be left in 7th place. Now, it was never going to work. He kept the position. I did flash him to say well done. He actually put his hazards on in acknowledgement as well, and 7th place is ours, which is going to give us 178 points in this final race of this Manufacturers Series. So again, in hindsight, there was a car width left on the inside. I should have gone for it there. Alas, I didn't, and I'm still happy with that result to finish off my time with Ford. And so that is the end of that, the end of the Manufacturers season, the end of the YouTuber challenge, and the end of my time with Ford. Now, I've got to be honest, I cannot wait to get out of this thing and sign with, well, I think you know who I'll be signing with for the next season. But until that new season is announced, I'm just going to head off, try and improve my driver rating through the dailies and get myself in a better place for the official FIE season that's just around the corner. And until then, this is going to be the end of the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do give the video a like and make sure you're subscribed if you haven't already. Have a great week of racing, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.